If you're living with insomnia, it's so important to take the right steps to improve your sleep sooner rather than later. And this is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. Hi, I'm Martin Reed. If you have insomnia, I offer sleep coaching programs that will give you all the skills and support you need to enjoy better sleep for the rest of your life. You can learn more at insomniacoach.com. Now, if you have insomnia, it's so important to take steps to get your sleep back on track as soon as possible. That's because the longer you live with insomnia, the more entrenched it can become and the harder it can be to address and deal with. So there's two approaches here. First of all, if you've been experiencing sleep disruption for a night or two, or maybe a couple of weeks, then probably the best thing you can do is nothing, i.e. don't try to compensate for your bad nights of sleep. Try not to spend time thinking about sleep or worrying about sleep or researching sleep. If you try to just keep living your life as though your sleep hasn't been disrupted, it makes it quite likely that your sleep will just get back on track all by itself if you've only been experiencing sleep disruption for the short term. If, on the other hand, you've been living with chronic insomnia for months, years, or perhaps even decades, the time for action is now, because the longer you leave insomnia, the more entrenched it becomes, the harder it becomes to tackle. Now, the best treatment for chronic insomnia is cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI. CBTI techniques work because they address all the perpetuating factors of insomnia. So they address the thoughts that tend to perpetuate insomnia, the idea that we need to get a certain amount of sleep, any ideas we have about how sleep works or how much sleep we should be getting, what our sleep should be like, what normal sleep is. And it also addresses all the behaviors that we implement to try and improve our sleep that are not constructive, that actually make the problem worse, such as spending too much time in bed, cancelling plans with friends, trying to conserve energy, and spending countless hours researching insomnia, thinking about sleep. Now, although CBTI techniques are really helpful, regardless of how long you've had insomnia, the sooner you take steps to introduce CBTI techniques, generally speaking, the easier it is to improve your sleep. That's because the longer you have chronic insomnia, the more entrenched your beliefs and your behaviors become. So the harder it can be to tackle them to get your sleep back on track. Now, the good news is, even if you have had insomnia for a really long period of time, say decades, for example, you can still get your sleep back on track with CBTI techniques. I have worked with clients who have had insomnia for decades, and they have got their sleep back on track with CBTI techniques. However, I see and I recognize from experience that when I work with a client that's had insomnia for months or just a couple of years, they generally get their sleep back on track a bit quicker and a little bit easier compared to those who have had insomnia for a much longer period of time. So I would really encourage you to take steps to address your insomnia sooner rather than later, and to do it in the right way. Instead of spending time looking into sleep and trying to look for the right supplements, the right sound machine, the right bed, the right pillow, just jump straight into the most effective treatment for chronic insomnia, which is CBTI. Don't waste time, just jump straight to the most effective treatment, the treatment that has the most support and the most evidence behind it. And by not wasting time, by going straight to the best treatment, you'll find it much easier to get your sleep back on track. So I hope you found this short video helpful. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I try and share a short sleep snippet video every weekday. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, or suggestions for a future video, please leave a comment below, or you can email me directly. My email address is hello@insomniacoach.com. I hope to see you back here again soon, and remember, you can sleep.